What's up, everybody? It's Bruce here. Got another book review for you tonight. I am going to be reviewing the latest addition to the Land and Sea catalog, which is Cyclones of Chaos, written by Blaine Pardoe, published by Wargate Nova, and it was released just last month in August 2024. This is going to be the first of a trilogy for Land and Sea Season 2. It's kind of how they're breaking up their... I guess they're doing things in seasons. It's cool. They're releasing a ton of stuff each season, so... if you're not already a Land and Sea fan and don't know anything about it, jump into it. Start with Splashdown. There's already 7 novels out now. This is the 7th book that the IP has released. And they got a graphic novel coming in about a year, I think. And then they're also working on tabletop games. Lots of stuff coming down the pipeline for Land and Sea by Creative Juggernaut. So if you're not already a fan, it's the first you're hearing about it, welcome. And dude, get into Land and Sea. My current read is still Witchy Eye, but I left it in the house and I want to go and get it. But I'm still reading it. It's a pretty big book, so it's probably going to be my current read for a couple of videos, so I might not bring it in every single time, just so you know. Anywho, let's read this synopsis. Mysterious underwater aliens dubbed the Fish continue their brutal war with humanity around the globe. Ashers and Tridents, powerful armored mech suits, are holding the line, but the war escalates to new levels of carnage as the aliens are determined to press inland. Adam Kane and Natalia Falto are back in the war, exploring new weapons and tactics to tip the scales into mankind's advantage. Manhattan is a devastated war zone that a grizzled NYPD detective still fights to protect. A gifted Asher pilot's luck runs out in the most heinous way imaginable, while a Ukrainian war survivor takes the war to the aliens' doorstep. Humankind struggles to grapple with the complexities of a new war. Old national rivalries still give the aliens the upper hand. Warriors like Colonel Ashton Slade learn that the aliens are nothing compared with the evil that fellow men possess. As the war rages all around them, they learn that the hardest course to plot is through a cyclone of chaos. So first things first, this book, it's kind of as I mentioned, it's book 1 of a new trilogy for season 2. So the world is changing into something new, terrible, and in a lot of instances unexpected. And it's giving humanity and the reader, for that matter, a lot of things to think about and, quite frankly, to worry about. Both sides, the humans and the aliens, are starting to learn things about each other, and they're also implementing new tactics. Both sides are doing this. You have the humans. They have implemented a new satellite massive railgun weapon called Thor, and then the railgun itself is called Mjolnir, so that's cool. They did that in response to the Tides of Redemption storyline, where they shot down that alien craft in Greenland. So the reason they did Mjolnir is, if there's any more alien craft coming in, which why wouldn't there be? They assume there would be. They want that up there in order to shoot down any further craft that might be lurking in space. That's the idea behind that. Now, then the other thing the humans have gone with, which was also touched on at the end of Tides of Redemption, are the Fox Hunters. Now, they didn't call them the Fox Hunters, I don't think, in Tides of Redemption, but it's ran by Adam Kane, and Natalia Falto is also a part of that unit. Basically, they took a bunch of Gen 1 Ashers, retrofitted them with newer technology, newer power cells, gave them these sweet, badass, like huge sniper rifles with like custom rounds. I think they're hydrogen, I think they were. I don't know. Really cool. Anyway, the purpose of this unit, as the name suggests, is to go out and find all those little bastard alien scouts, the Foxes, and kill them and see how that affects the aliens' battle tactics. The hope in doing this is that it kind of throws them into disarray and kind of gives them a huge disadvantage in war, because now they don't have an image of their battle space anymore, and they don't have the recon component of their units. So, and I'm excited to see where that goes in future novels. Now, the Fish, they're doing some weird things too. They went behind enemy lines, way inland. I think this is like the prologue. It's the first thing we read about. So they go way behind enemy lines, on land, target a random family, not a military target or anything like that, not infrastructure, nothing, and murder them horribly and like do crazy things to their bodies, like set them up in this weird pattern, like crop circle type things, but with flayed body parts and whatnot. And they leave a little alien component behind, and people like the scientists are like, oh, they're trying to communicate with us, and that's a big mystery, pretty much the whole book. And then another thing we've seen the aliens do is they start targeting our infrastructure. So also early in the book, there's these weird fish aliens, like these ones actually look like fish, like weird bass, I think. And they're basically they eat through the cement that's like part of the foundation of this bridge, and collapses and kills a bunch of people. And so we start seeing them targeting, infrastructure. But yeah, I don't know. They just see that they're changing their tactics. They also introduced a couple new aliens. Couple? Yeah, I think so. Couple. Anyway, there's this one really big blimp jellyfish bomber things that I really liked. And as you could probably guess, if you know anything about land and sea, what they do to people is horrific and inhumane, to say the least. But love it. Oh my gosh. And then we get, so from Flotsam of War, there was a short story about like a mobile armor team, 2 guys, a driver and a gunner. Oh, dude. Their armor is called the Whoop Ass. I love those guys. I'm so glad that he brought them back for this book because I want more of them. There might be one of my new favorite characters in this series. Adam Kane's still my boy. He's my number 1. But the Whoop Ass crew, yeah, boy. I like those guys. Oh, yeah, and then before I go too far past that, the Fox Hunters, not only are they in these Asher rigs, but all other than Adam Kane, everybody in his unit are all like injured. They're from different branches. They're not soldiers, but injured warriors, right? They've been injured in this war, whether it's like losing a leg, something that makes them no longer fit for combat as per, military regs. But they all have like bionics and stuff, so they still get around. They have these Asher suits that they wear, so also it's like another body almost. And these people just want, they need purpose, right? They want to show that they still have something to contribute to this war. So I really like that aspect of them. That's makes you feel good in the feels. And yeah, so that's cool. Bunch of badass, robotically repaired combat vets. Hell yeah, dude. Oh, and it's just a real small thing in the book, but oh my gosh, is it so sick. Templar Ashers, full on Crusader looking. I don't know if they're Ashers, but battle mechs, power suits, whatever, dude. Yeah, the full on Crusader cross, like painted white. Pope blessed the armor. So sick. I want more, dude. I could read a whole story about Templar Ashers defending the Vatican. That'd be so cool. Or even just like a longer, because that was a pretty short scene. Yeah, so like a full on short story or even a full book. Blaine out or whoever. At some point, I'm assuming they're going to get other authors kind of hop in on the IP and kind of expand and grow exponentially. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I could definitely read a whole Templar book. I would be a customer. Sign me up. But another really cool thing about this book that I liked was that it really expands just our view of the conflict in general. Now, I don't mean necessarily by pushing things forward, but it just gives us more views, which Blaine does that a lot in his books. He has so many different POVs that we get a lot of different aspects of what's going on. And in this one, we get a lot more views of people kind of dealing with the effects of war, like shortages, supply chain issues, food riots, going door to door to make sure that buildings are evacuated, and then they go in. They can't open refrigerators because things have gone bad. It's literally they're toxic, so you can't open up these moldy, nasty refrigerators. People's pets that got left behind that are there's poop and pee everywhere and decaying corpses of these pets. And they do find some people that did stay, and they're not in much better shape than the dead pets. It's very strange. You see cops having to kind of resort to pilfering food out of these apartments and houses, anything that's not expired. They sometimes eat themselves or take it to a church. But they also, because, it's this weird, it's like law. It's like society is in hiatus. And the cops, I think he's even kind of worded it like this in the book, there's no criminals to go after because the war's on. So they've kind of become the criminals. They're looting people's homes, like anything they left behind, the cops are kind of just on the low, you know, putting in their bags. So yeah, that's interesting. Oh, even something like weird, like they couldn't get watches, like they would steal a watch, and like, oh, who cares? I don't know. You just see that, like something like that you wouldn't think about, but like to notice that watches are hard to get. It just kind of like builds the flavor and makes the world even more tangible and like, I don't know, vivid, I guess. So yeah, I really liked, specifically that was, what was his name? O'Malley, Detective O'Malley. That was pretty much most of his, every scene he was in, he was basically dealing with that. He was in New York doing the Army's crap job of like, you know, sweeping buildings, making sure they're evacuated. And then they're the ones pilfering and whatnot. And of course, it wouldn't really be a Landon C book without douchebags in government positions making things worse on people who are just trying to win a war against creepy alien fish bug things. I mean, come on. I love it. Between like the CIA people, China, the international butt humpery. It's just, it's annoying, but like in a good way, because you're like, oh my God, these people. But like it's, you know, it's part of the story. I like it. I mean, I hate it, but I like it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Don't mess around. But yeah, this book leaves off on a huge, not just multiple huge cliffhangers. And really, you can tell, I mean, you can tell it's book one of the series, but it's not like Splashdown, how that was book one of that first trilogy. This one, things were popping off the whole time. And where it leaves you off is things, even in a more insane situation, it pushes the war into this whole new level of like chaos and destruction. And where we're left is basically, how are we going to respond? How's humanity going to respond to this situation? I don't know. Like, it's crazy. I have a feeling something's going to have to give. They're not going to keep being able to play the same game they've been playing. Someone's going to have to come to the realization that you need to knock this crap off, or things are going to continue to get worse. So we'll see how it happens. I'm excited for the next book. I'm not sure when that one comes out, but I don't think it's too far off. I think he's at least done with the first draft. So who you out of that? I'm excited to see that one come out. That is all I got for this review. Loved it. If you like mechs, military sci-fi, military anything badass, soldiers, marines, robots, alien monster invasion stories, there's no reason you shouldn't be reading this series. Go pick it up. It's awesome. I love it. I'm a huge fan of Landon C. I probably sound like a simpy fanboy, but I'll own that title. Yes, I love it. I love it. I funded the, I didn't fund it, but I supported, I backed the Paradise, which is the graphic novel campaign. And yeah, I'm here for it. When the game comes out, you bet your bottom booty butt that I'm picking up that game, boy. Other than that, like, subscribe, comment, share the video far and wide, and I will see you guys next time. Keep on reading.